Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. This week's top 10 list is brought to you by Joel Cifuentes. Now, I don't have Joel's actual YouTube channel. I tried looking it up and I got 5 or 6 at least different Joel Cifuentes. So I could not figure out which one he really was. I didn't want to show the wrong one. Anyway, he suggested the top 10 supplies for collecting currency. And I thought, okay, I can do that. So I dug around. Now you'll notice I have a little bit different camera view because I have some things that don't necessarily fit in the camera view. So we'll take it from there. These aren't in any particular order. These are just 10 bits of supplies that I use for collecting currency. Number 10, my mat. By using a mat, this here is just an oversized mouse pad is all this is. And by using something like this, if there's something on the table and I'm not aware of it, I know that my mat is going to keep everything safe and sound. If something gets knocked over on the table while I'm doing my sorting, it's going to go into the mat, not into my notes. Having a mat like this will save your notes. You never know when it's going to save your notes, but when it does, you will be grateful to have it. Now, I know for coin roll hunting, there's a lot of mats out there that people sell, and I've considered doing something similar for currency collecting. If you guys would be interested in something like that, let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll see what I can put together. I guess those mats go for like $25 or whatever. But yeah, if you guys would be interested in something like that, maybe I could try to put something together. But anyway, number 10 is a mat, keeping everything safe and sound. Number 9 on my list. Now, depending on how you start collecting and depending on how you sort your currency, this may come in handy. And this may also surprise quite a few of you. But this is a bill counter. I got this on eBay. Now, these bill counters, if you go to Office Max or whatever, these are going to run you $250 to $300 to get a note counter like this. This is just about the equivalent of what the banks have. You can see that there's all kinds of different ways to check. There's UV, there's the checking for magnetic strips. They'll identify fakes. It's a really decent counter. And the thing is, I got this on eBay for $67, I think. So yeah, I wouldn't spend $300, but if you can find one this one was brand new in the box. If you can find one, hey, more power to you. Some people like to sort their notes based on years. Some people will sort them by Federal Reserve. Some people will do both. And what ends up happening is if you start with 1,000 singles, you end up with a bunch of piles. And then when you have to restrap them, well, this takes no time at all to actually put them all together. So that's number 9 on my list. Now I think I can probably, yeah, there we go. There's the view you're used to seeing. All right, that's number 9. Number 8 on my list. One of the other things that you may have if you're a coin collector is a scope. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen these scopes before. Here's my scope. This is called the pluggable scope, and most coin collectors use these. You can see it just has a USB port, or USB plug that goes right into a USB port on your. I use a Chromebook, so I mean you don't even need a computer. A Chromebook is easy enough. Now you don't use a whole lot of microscopes when it comes to collecting currency. However, checking out some of the micro printing on new bills, when you see them under a microscope, you can really appreciate that micro printing. So yeah, you may be interested in getting a scope just to add to your viewing pleasure as far as seeing currency and the security measures. So that's number 9. Number 8 on my list. Number 8, we are going with a little handheld flashlight. This little flashlight fits in your pocket real easy. If you're going to a show, you want to make sure you've got this in your pocket at all times. I've showed already on a couple videos the effect of holding a light on a note. Let me see if I can reach one over here. If I was to take a note and shine the light, you can see right there, all of the little folds and stuff form a shadow, and even if the note is in a casing, you can still see all the little folds, all the little creases. So by having a light like this in your pocket, if you're at a show, it's very easy to bust out this light and check the quality of your bill. So yeah, number 8 on my list, that would be a little pocket flashlight. Number 7 on my list, if you're gonna go with a little pocket flashlight, another one you might wanna consider getting is a Blacklight flashlight. Now, a Blacklight flashlight is great for finding all the little security devices in notes. When you've got, let's see if I got them here. Here's one. Oh, I don't have any of the new bills on me. I just got the old bills. Old bills, yeah, they don't have the printing on there. But if I remember, no, nope, not there. And of course, I get rid of all my other hundreds. Anyway, having a Blacklight lets you check out all of the security measures on a bill, and you'll be able to see the anti-counterfeiting measures, and you'll be able to also verify that the bill that you're seeing is the real deal. If you deal in foreign currency as well, these come in handy, and you'll see all kinds of pleasant surprises with all the different types of security measures using ultraviolet light in some of those notes. So that would be next on my list. That would be number 8. 10, 9, 8. Actually, that's number 7. Number 6 on my list. Number 6, we would be going with a magnifying glass. You can see this magnifying glass has been sitting out for a little while. I don't use it too often, but having a magnifying glass is a great source, especially if your eyes aren't getting as good as mine used to be. This particular one also has a light as well. So when you're checking stuff out on there, the light makes it so much brighter. So when you're looking for serial numbers, when you're looking at years and series numbers, it can be very tough. So having a magnifying glass handy always helps out. That is number 6. Number 5. Number 5 would be, let's see, I showed the scope. Yeah, actually, I'm ahead of myself here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. So now we're up to number 4. All right, number 4 on my list. Number 4 would be, I talk about it all the time, but I never show it. This is my Where's George stamp. My Where's George stamp, if I put it out, you can kind of make out what it says there. But my Where's George stamp, whenever I decide I'm going to do Where's George stuff, that's the stamp that I use. So if you ever see that, see where I've been, track where I go next, where'sgeorge.com, that is what I use. That is the stamp that you're going to find on my bills. So if you collect currency, is it necessary to have a Where's George? No, but you're going to look them up. Why not be able to put a couple out there yourself? So that would be number 4 on the list. Number 3. When you are collecting, you're going to want a place to put your stuff. And what I've got here is a box of pages. Now, these particular pages, you can see they're called Lead Dog Productions Coin and Currency pages. These are PVC free. PVC is what makes plastic flexible, okay? These particular ones are 3, you can see there's 3 spots for notes. You can get them, these are designed for large size notes, so you can fit 3 large size notes here. They also make ones that have 4. Those are designed for small size notes. I like using the 3 because even if I've got a small size note, I can put that in a sleeve and then tuck that in here. So that's why I choose to use those. These just fit in your standard 3-ring binder, so there's nothing special about that. But these would be the pages I use. These particular ones, like I said, Lead Dog Products, Coin and Currency pages. That's what I use. Along those lines with those pages, you're also talking about a binder. Any 3-ring binder will do. You don't need a special 3-ring binder. This is just a standard 3-ring binder, and that's what it looks like there. Let's see if I zoom out just a little bit. There we go. Yep, standard 3-ring binder. I know some of you guys wanted to see some of the stuff that I've got in binders. I've got like 4 or 5 of these binders here, all kinds of different neat stuff. This is just some of my small head currency. But yeah, the binders and the pages kind of go hand in hand. All right, number 2 on my list. is a very simple one. I'm just going to reach it. There we go. It's a shoebox. Now, when you've got shoe boxes like that, you're going to have the notes fit just right, depending on your shoe size, of course. So I always keep an extra box or two laying around that I can start filling with different notes. And then I will just use cardboard to designate what are my trinaries, what are my birthday notes, what are my alternators, what are my stars. And keeping them in a shoebox like that, it's just about the right size and fairly inconspicuous. So, what does that leave me with for number one? Well, number one is the thing I probably use the most, and probably the most controversial. What I've got here are some of my sleeves. These particular ones are top loaders. In fact, if I take one, I got one left in here. This is a hard top loader, hard plastic. It's got a little bit of flex to it, but not a whole lot. And you can see these are safety guard supplies. That's what these are called here. You can take a look at that. Now these fit large size notes. Because they fit large size notes, you're able to put just about any note in these. Then there are also what I use for my small size notes. And this is where I catch a lot of flack. This is BCW Deluxe Currency regular bill holders. And these are semi-rigid, and they do contain PVC. Now, there are people that will swear up and down, don't use stuff with PVC. If you are a coin collector and you put a coin in a PVC holder, and then put that in the sun in your car and let it sit for a week, you just destroyed your coin. I don't let things sit in my car. All of my notes are in climate-controlled areas. They are not out in direct sunlight. The other thing is I've seen damage to coins from PVC. I've seen what that damage looks like. You get a greenish, murky, almost fluid, but I've never seen the damage on paper money. I'm not saying it can't happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm saying I have never had anybody show me a note saying this note here has PVC damage from holding the note in a PVC holder for years on end. Not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm simply saying that I don't leave my notes in hot areas. I don't leave my notes out in direct sunlight. The sunlight is just as bad. The ultraviolet rays are just as bad for the ink and the paper as they are for the holder. So of course you would never leave your note out in the sun. So I do not harp on people going for the non-PVC. If you choose to go non-PVC, go for it. You're paying about twice as much for the holders, and that's fine. Safety first, I guess. But to me, I don't hold it as such a big deal. Until I see somebody show me a note that has damage because of it, I'm not changing my ways. These are cheap. They're easy to use. And as far as I use them, they are safe. So that is number one for me. I hope that gives you guys an idea of what you can and can't use. Like I said, if you're worried in the least bit, get the PVC-free holders and you'll be good to go. But that's just some of the things that you're going to need for collecting currency. I hope this helps you guys out a little bit. Thank you guys for watching. If you have an idea for a top 10 list, please put that down below. I will do my best to try to make a list for you, and I will put your name in the comments as well. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.